Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Take the goodness wherever you are. We are back again. This is Oluchi Emekekwe, Open Heart with Oluchi. We are back again. Thank you guys for the emails, for the corrections. Oh, you guys are amazing. For the subscription, like I usually say, when you subscribe to Wampo TV, always press the notification button. Click on the notification button, because some people were like saying that they don't see the videos, but because you haven't clicked on the notification button after subscription. So after subscription, make sure you click on the notification button. Thereby, whenever there's a video about us, about anything we do at Wampo, you will see it. Today, we are talking about economic situation, how it affects families. There is austerity everywhere in the world. That one is what everybody knows about now. The wars in Ukraine, the wars in the Gaza, and so many other things. As food shortages, there are so many things happening in the world now. But today we'll be talking generally about all this, but particularly about Nigerian side. The economic situation of Nigeria, the food shortage, how people cope. What do people do? How do people cope with everything that's happening around? It's everywhere in the world, but how do people cope these days? Today we have in our midst a beautiful mom of 5, beautiful, elegant. She's a virtuous woman. In the name of Mrs. Ogechukwu Mary Ann Akabike. Okay, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Oli. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my darling. So today we have her to tell us 1 or 2 things. Make sure you learn something, because she's going to teach us a little about, she will talk about how people survive, and she will tell us more about how to do 1 or 2 things about farming and every other thing. So today, I want to ask you first, how do you as a mom view this economic situation? How do you see this economics? Like I said before, it's austerity. There's economic crisis all over the world. We all know that. There is food shortages, there is crisis here and there. People are, what you used to buy 2 years or 4 years ago, what you used to buy like, if it's in Nigeria, what you used to buy like 10K is now about 30K. So how do you see it?
Well, like you said, the food scarcity and the austerity measure is a global challenge, but it seems it's hitting harder in Nigeria. So like I said, it hasn't been easy lately in Nigeria. The economic situation is quite challenging, and it's hitting hard and harder on families. You see yourself going to market with 100,000 to stock the house. You can't even get anything.
I know.
A bag of rice is over 80,000. A 25 liters of groundnut oil. You know, the things you usually buy on a monthly basis to stock the house. You see, you find out that 200,000 naira cannot stock the house presently. So it's been crazy. I just don't know how we're doing it, but I believe that there is God factor at the middle of it all. So it's been challenging. I won't lie to you. Everybody is crying. There is no rich person now. Literally everybody is lamenting about the situation. It's very crazy, but then there will always be a way out. We will always, you know, they say when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So that is exactly what is happening now. People are shaking it off, devising situations and strategies to cope amid the challenges.
So like you rightly said, you said that things are very high. Like a bag of rice is about 85,000 naira. And like I know, the minimum wage of civil servants is about 35,000. I heard the other time that we are on strike to know if the government will add money for them to meet up with the economic crisis, the food inflation in the market, inflation of everything in the market. So, like you said, things are very, very high. Like I know. The painter of Gary, like somebody was telling me, is about 4K. And you know, when families are not making enough money, some people are living below $20 per month. From all from the calculation somebody made with somebody, is about $30 per month. How far can that go? Anyway, we keep going, like you say, when the going is tough, the tough keeps going high, more and more. So how does this affect? How do you know? Can you tell me how this affects families? How people strive? What do people do? How does it affect people? And can you tell me, like you now, what you do as a mom? How does it affect you, and what you do as a mom to make sure that things are balanced?
Okay, we've been able to do a lot of things to mitigate the austerity measure we are facing currently in Nigeria. So it hasn't been easy, but then we've been able to try as much as possible to curtail wastage. There is nobody wastes food this time around. To try to curtail, this is not the time that you eat food and you are wasting it. Everybody has to be carried along. Even the children, they understand that things are not the way it used to be. You get so. Then apart from trying to make sure that you make the best of what you have and trying to minimize wastage and all that. So personally, I stumbled into something fascinating and I decided to give it a try. And then surprisingly, the rate of acceptance and the rate at which people jumps at it, and then at the rate at which people were fascinated about it, is really inspiring and encouraging. So there is this a farmer that stays very close to where I worship. So as I'm passing his house, I used to admire his garden. Yeah. So he does what is called sack farming. So like most of us, most persons don't actually know what it is. So sack farming is a practical and innovative way of growing yams and some vegetables and some other farm products, providing fresh produce in areas where traditional farming might not be feasible. We are in the urban area. You don't have a farm space for farming, and then that is usually a very big challenge. Yeah, that's usually a very big challenge. But with the introduction of the sack farming, it makes it very easy, because with a little space, you'll be able to actually put plants in place and have your vegetables and your whatever you want to plant very close to you. Like we usually have a normal garden. Like in my previous house, I have a garden, so it wasn't a challenge. I see myself during raining season like this, I try to put one or two things. I have my vegetables, my ugu leaves, I plant the bitter leaf, maize, and the rest of them, water leaf, and all those things. But here where I stay in Abuja presently, and you don't have space, so the space is a challenge. But seeing that farm, I was really motivated. But what really pushed me was my friend after our meeting in the church. So we're talking about how people survive and things people do to navigate through the challenges. She was showing me in her home her sack farming, sack. Yeah, so I was really thrilled. Coming from someone that is just like a mom like me. I was interested. I was really thrilled. So I decided for the very first time to give it a trial. Meanwhile, I've been seeing that, admiring that farmer's garden, but I wasn't triggered. I said it's men now, so let them do their thing. But seeing it from a lady, I was really fascinated. So I decided to give it a try. So I asked her a couple of questions. She put me through. So what I now did, I took a bold step. I went to the farmer's house and I asked him, "How did you do it?" So he was happy that someone like me could approach him for such an advice. So it was when he shared some videos, clips to to guide me on how to do it. So what I did, I have a small space in front of my house because I was complaining that there is literally no sand in my compound. Everywhere is tiled and all that. So it's not a challenge. I can still do something, make something awesome in my space, small space. So I now had to, when you decide to do something, they say where there is a will, there will always be a way. So when I made up my mind to give it a try, I started seeing all the negatives started becoming positives. All the impossibilities started becoming possible. So I was able to figure out where to put the farm and the sacks and all that. So he introduced me to a young guy that helped me with the sacks. So what we did, we used the cement bags. It doesn't go for, and it's not actually expensive. It doesn't go for 500, 600 naira. A dozen of the cement sacks. So I bought like roughly 10 dozens of it. And then he introduced me to a young guy that helped me fill the sacks. So he washed it, first of all. He took it to a riverside, washed off the cement, then put sand inside. I also bought organic manure from the farmer. So the young guy that he introduced to me, that assisted me to set up the farm, mixed the
manure and the sand.
With the manure, and then put inside the sacks, and then arranged it where I wanted to. Actually, what I set out to do was yam. Yam is very expensive in the market. You can't believe a small tuber goes for as expensive as 2,500, as against 600, 700, 800 that we used to buy. It's now 2,500. Plus, this is not actually the yam season. This is planting season. So even before the scarcity, is not usually expensive at this time, but now the scarcity now made it, very, very expensive. I said, you know what? I'm going to get my own yam. I started dreaming, how I'm going to harvest 100 tubers of yam by December. It was so fascinating. I was willing to do something different. I've never planted yam in my life before. So I said, you know what? Okay, you're going to put your mind to this, and you're going to really make something awesome out of it. And I was all in to make it happen. So the young guy, one fascinating, interesting guy, really helped me out to set up the sack farm. So the video will, I believe the video will be shown.
We'll share. Excuse me, let's have a view of the video.
See my 100 tubers planting. This one 50 is here. Can you see it? I just finished planting now. I prayed God you will increase my products. They will grow. Are you seeing it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
We set up the farm, and then I now had to also get the yam seeds. So after putting the loamy soil mixed with organic manure, I now have to create like 10 to 15 centimeters of a hole inside the bags, and then put the yam seeds inside.
Excuse me, you mean the little yam, those little yam?
Yes.
Okay, for planting.
Yeah, for planting. Yeah.
Okay.
So you put the yams inside and cover it up, and then you now wait. So it takes like roughly 14 days to sprout. After sprouting, then you add more manure to it, cover it up, so that the yam will have enough space to, where it will develop the seeds and all that. So you cover it up, and so that it will also get enough manure. Then you leave it under the sun, under the shade. Sorry, you bring it out where it will get enough sunlight. Of course, don't put it under the shade. So you put it where it will get enough sunlight. So that's literally all you have to do. We are in raining season, so you don't have to stress to water it. So the rain does the work for us. But if there is no rain where you stay, you can actually water the plants. It's very easy to do. Yeah, it's something you can use your pipe, your hose to do that. Get water source from your tap or something. So so what I'm saying actually is that it's not a big deal. It's something anybody can do. It's literally very easy. It's very easy to do, and it's not so expensive. Would I say, as Within 50,000, you should be able to, or you can do less. Yeah, I did 100. Later, the yams that we bought in the house that we eat. Before now, I used to throw it away. It's a part of the austerity
the
measure. I
head.
used to throw
That's
it
what I
away, but
wanted
now I
to
don't throw
ask.
them away. And
That's
I know
what I
how to
wanted
put
to
it to
ask.
use. Yeah, I
Because
know how
I
to put
know,
it to
I
use.
could
So what I
remember
now
those
do,
days. Those days, you see farmers, they would be telling you to cut out the head of the this thing to keep for them.
yes. So I had to practice that. So I literally plant all the yams as we are eating. You know, the yams in the house that we're eating now, you even see them sprouting. So
Wow.
I used to see that growing up. So I now know that you don't have to throw it away again. So what you do those days, you just remove you remove it and the vines, and then you throw it away. But now I will just cut a little bit of the yam and add to it. Then I have my sacks already. I told the guy to give me extra 10 so that I'll keep in the house. So as I'm bringing out the yam from the house, I am planting instead of throwing them away. So it's literally not so expensive venture to embark on. Anybody can do it. You know, with as little as 300 to 400 naira, you can get one yam seed. Or you can even start from the one you eat in your house. There's always somewhere to start from. If you don't have money to buy sack, you can use the right sacks in your house to do it, to start off with it. The sacks that you used to take to market to buy things, you can use that too. And then I forgot to mention that the sacks, when you are done putting the sand, you have to puncture it at the end so that water can drain out.
Yeah, yes, that's what I wanted to ask. Because if you have too much water, it might not be good for the seed.
Yeah, exactly. It will cause the roots to rot, and it's not good. It will hinder the growth and all that. So you have to puncture it, the bag down, and then for water to drain out easily. So with as little as 20, 30, 50,000, depending on the number of yams you want to start off with, you can actually get that done. All you need is you need your sacks, you need the soil, you need need the yam sets, and then you need your organic manure. That's just literally what you need. And then the boys that assisted me to fill the sacks, they have a way where they get the barrow and the shovel that they use. Some homes have that too. So it's not a challenge. If you have grown-up teenage boys at home, they can also do it. It's not just to eat food. So they can also help with that. My children are small, so I wish I had a grown-up. They would have all put, like in Lagos, my gate man used to help me out with my farm. So but I had to get, and it's actually easy. The guy collects 150 naira to fill one sack. So it doesn't take much to set it up. So let's say the sacks, I said it's a 500 naira for 12 for a dozen, and then you get the soil to fill one sack is 150 naira, and then the yam you can get between 300 to 400 naira, and then the manure, you can, if you are lucky, you can get someone that will give you. They can give, link you up to someone that sells. Some people give out freely the organic manure. So one beautiful thing about the sack farming is that
I'll come to that. I'll stop you there. There's something you said about, it's not only if you have grown-up kids at home, it's not only about eating food, it's about everybody, all hands on deck.
Yes.
You see, that's what Open Heart with Oluchi is all about. It's all about your relationship with your spouse, your mom, your father, your children, your neighbors. Like you said, you used to pass somewhere and the source where somebody was put up a farm and you liked it and you picked interest. With the economic situation of the country, you went and he showed you the way. That is what Open Heart with Oluchi is all about. Be your brother's keeper. How your relationship with people around, your colleagues, your friends, people around generally, how far it gotten you. Did it make you or did it mar you? Of which, before now, maybe you are not even planning of doing this. You don't even, apart from the economic situation, you never had the intention of going into this, but seeing somebody's own flourishing, you felt like, oh, this could be helpful. It can sustain me and my family for some time if I venture it. It's even keeping you busy, isn't it? It's keeping you busy because you take care, you make sure that everything about the farm is going, isn't it?
Yeah,
So that's what
sure.
Open Heart with Oluchi is all about. It's about how your relationship with people, how did it get, where did it get you to? Did it make you or did it pull you down? We understand. So I'm coming to that organic side because you talked about organic manure. So tell us how, because you know, in the markets now, you can't trust anything in the markets now. So many things are non-organic, GMOs and stuffs like that. So can you tell us more about that side?
Okay, another thing that fascinated me with the sack farming is that you are in control of what you eat. Apart from the economic and the austerity situation in the country, you know, there is this joy that you produce what you eat. A lot of influencers, social media influencers have been, you know, advocating that people should actually go in, stop complaining. Tinubu will not do everything for you. The governor will not do everything for you. The little you can do, you do it. Every other place in the world, people have their garden very close to them, and they are all proud doing it. But Nigerians, but some persons don't want to do something; they just want to complain. Do you get? So another thing that you know that triggered my interest, that fascinated me about the sack farming is that it gives me the opportunity to, you know, to control what I eat, to, you know, to be able to, you know, to actually get what I want. Because
natural
right now in the
food.
market, you agree with me, if you buy carrots, all these vegetables, within 24 hours, they are all rotten because of fertilizer that they use for it with, to produce it. But with your sack farming, you are using organic manure.
Yeah.
So with the organic manure, you are not, there is no danger. Your health is not compromised. You are sure of what you are eating. And then you are eating it fresh. You know, you're eating it fresh. You're plucking fresh from your farm. And it's not just yam I did tomatoes, pepper, vegetable, okra. No, you just go to the side to your garden and you pluck the vegetables that you need to cook with. And you know, it's so fascinating. You know,
just like somebody that is living in the village. You know, that's
exactly,
you know,
yeah. You
go
do
at
it
the
so
back of
neatly
your
that
house,
people admire
get
it.
your
Everybody is
everything.
doing it. Because I can remember I've shared with a couple of friends, even in our church, the sisters fellowship, the sisters wing of the charismatic. I'm a charismatic member. So I'm doing our meeting. We are asking women, how do you cope in this present administration? What are people doing to adjust to the situation? That people should rub minds and share ideas so that others can learn. And if you see the reaction when I mentioned my own, you know, coming from me, everybody was so happy and excited. That day, I had like 3 sisters set up their own yam farm, and they did 100 tubers. It was so interesting. And the other day, too, I was coming back from the market. I ran into one mom too. You know, we got talking. It was this. She said she did 110. I was like, wow. So it's not just me. So I've noticed that a lot of people are into it. Do you get? Because it's so convenient. Even today, my auntie of mine called me. She was asking for assistance. I say, auntie, it's not that I have so much, but I'm going to give you. You know, you are my auntie. But you know what? There is this thing that we are doing. Okay, she was telling me how ugu sells for. It's in the village, in my village. She was telling me how ugu sells for 200 naira. I was like, auntie, why will anybody buy ugu in the village? I am from Nankai in Anambra. Why will anybody buy ugu in the village? When you people have lands and all that. If me in Abuja can have vegetable garden, how much more, auntie? You people that are in the village. Auntie, don't tell me that. I refuse to. I don't like what I'm hearing. She said, yes, not everybody has land. And I said, which one? Not everybody has land. And see, in my house in Abuja, there is no sand. Everywhere is plastered, you know, there is literally no sand. Do you get? I had to even start from the flower beds in front of my house. That's where I planted the first ugu seed with bitter leaf, because I can't stand not having bitter leaf in the house, because I know sometimes I will go pluck them out and just eat. Do you get? That's what I do in my house, because I'm used to having these things in the house. Bitter leaf, scent leaf, ugu leaves. You know, I'm used to having water leaf. I'm used to having them around me. So I came. The thing was really so annoying. So I had to like quickly plant in the flower beds. So I'm not telling Auntie, you cannot tell me that there's no land in that. I refuse to accept that. Like this, do you even know what I do? You know I have yams. So okay, where do you see the stress? I said, Auntie, stay there. I have yams in Abuja. I planted 100 tubers of yam. She screamed. She said, wow, okay, it's not serious. Are you serious? I said, yes, I'm serious. And I started telling her about the sackcloth. She said she has not heard it before. I said, you see, so I'm teaching you now. You can do it. Even you, because she was complaining that the yam she managed to plant, that the goats ate them up and all that. So I said, Auntie, you don't need to be afraid of goats again. This one is inside your compound. All you need is like a small space, you know, like some, you know, just small space. I don't know how to
put your things in the sack.
I don't know how to put that, but you know, like a small space can actually do that. When the video comes up, you see the space that I used for my own. So
yeah,
I thought that with that you can start. Get the sacks. You can use your right sack. You can use the sack to go to market, and any sack you can just lay your hands on. You start with that. Every house in my village has where they rear goats. We call it abubo. Do you get? So even I also practice that. Also talking about organic farming. So what I do, I segregate my waste. So all those decomposable waste, I put them aside.
Yeah.
I'll put them, I'll drop sand, I'll drop sand. So that becomes my organic manure. So I don't have to buy fertilizers or go beg
or go and be begging people
and all that. So that's what I also do that in Lagos because I have a plantain at the back of my house. So every decomposable waste goes to that plantain tree. So I don't have plantain here. So I now keep it aside. So I told my auntie, so with that organic, you know, we have that kind of setting in the villages. Every decomposable waste goes to Abubo, where they rear goats in the village. And during the farming season, you will now take the manure and then take to the farm. I could remember doing that with my grandmother when I was growing up. You know, once in a while, Mama would send you to the farm. You know, we're happy doing all that, but you see it helping out now. We're happy helping grandma to
things that matters.
Yeah, to do all those chores growing up. You join the rest of the children in the village. You carry the small that you can carry, and you help go drop from the abuba. You drop it on the farm, and you come back to take again. So that's like literally what I try to practice. Just a small space, a small container. I'll just drop it there. Then at the end of it, I'll then go and put it in my farm. In those sacks, I'll put them there. So I now told Auntie can actually start that. So I took my time to explain it to her. She was very happy. She was very fast because she was going to do that. So I said, yes, you can do it. It's not only in urban areas that they do sack farming.
It's a very, very, this thing is very vital. I hope our viewers, the people that watch this, when you see this, you learn from it, because this is the aim thing. Everybody should go down into farming. Here I am. I have a garden behind me. You know, here we don't really have like farms like normally, but we've got like pots. You know, pots. Before you get like a bed, we have something like they call farm bed. It's the council that will give you farm bed. I've applied. I hope they will give me just down the road where I live. It's like, but you have it portion by portion. It's just like small bed, like, you know, small bed, children bed. That's what they give you. Then you put your things. If you want organic manure, if you want the GMO, anyone that you want, everything is in the market. But like you rightly said, this will make you know what you are eating. This is from you, and it's fresh from your farm. Thank you so much for this, because you taught us a lot of things. We are talking about economic situation. From there, you entered into a very, very, very vital, very educative, very, very educative. This thing you told us now. So viewers out there, it is left for you to know what you want. Like my guest rightly said, you can't wait for the government for everything. The government cannot come to feed you. They can't feed you. They've never fed anybody. This we know. So you do your own part and leave the rest for God. First of all, decide that this maybe in the next 1 year, I don't want to be buying this one in the market. I don't want to be buying this one in the market because there's shortage of everything in the market. Like she said, a tuber of yam is about 2,500, but about all the things that she's calculated now is not up to 1,000, and she'll get one tuber from it, and she knows what she's eating. So I beg you, my people, learn from my guest today. Get the sack, like she said. Plant something around your house, even if, because her own house is interlocked, and she used the sack to do it. We'll put up the things on this video so that you will see and know what you are doing with yourself. Don't sit back and wait for those in the market. Remember that this one, when you do it, you're getting it from your farm, from your back, from your house. No, see that they don't enter from this hand to this. No, it's not from the farmer to the seller to the retailer. No, it's you direct. So you know what you're eating. The organic side of it is what is that is giving me joy, because that's what everybody is thinking about now, eating organic food to avoid all this sickness, all these jargons in the market. Thank you so much, Oge. We truly appreciate you. We hope to see you. What do you want to say? You want to say something again?
I forgot to mention the tomatoes. You know, the price of tomatoes in the market is
oh my ridiculous. Goodness, don't go there.
You know, you don't even want to mention it. I saw a video trend there. They use cucumber to make a pot of stew with tin tomatoes and all that, tomato paste and all that. It was really intriguing and fascinating. On the comment section, someone say even the cucumber is not even cheap, you know. And the interesting thing about tomatoes is like, okay, it's still raining heavily now. So I did my research and I found out that tomato will do better from maybe late July, August. It doesn't like so much rain. And then I had to go to YouTube and I saw some interesting, fascinating, you know, videos on how and those videos, I'm not sure it's from this part of I'm not sure it's from Nigeria. You know, it was so interesting and so easy to do. I was even discussing with someone lately, and then the person we're sharing the same view. He said he was going to explore. He was going to. The good thing about this sack farming thing is that it's not just women. Even men are also interested in it. Of course, as a matter of fact, the very first farmer was a man. And I subsequently, and I started seeing ladies and all that. So it's the tomato own too. You can imagine you want to make a stew. You just go to your garden and you pluck tomatoes that you want to use. You want to do egg omelette. You want to, you know, do a quick one. You just go pluck tomatoes. You know, it's fascinating. It's interesting. You know, you don't just have to go buy everything. And then, as a matter of fact, you're also sure of what you are eating. So that tomato own, I've not started yet, but I just planted the nursery. I'm still going to try it out. As in, you do a bed for it, do a small stand that the tomato, then you clip as the tomato is growing, you clip it to the stand that you made. And then if you see the fascinating, interesting tomatoes that, you know, as a stand, you can pluck a bucket full of tomatoes.
Wow.
You know, it was really interesting. It's something I want to actually explore. You know, talk about the organic aspect, eating organic too. So for the fact I'm going to be eating organic tomatoes right from my garden is also an interesting one. So I also watch people to try that. It's not just the yam. You can also explore tomatoes and then the other vegetables, even pepper. Pepper too. Like 500 naira pepper cannot cook small pot of stew for you. 500 naira pepper. So it seems that you know, expensive. But you can imagine going to pluck it behind your house. So I just want to believe that if we all do something and stop complaining, you know, life will be better. We will all be better off for it. Can you imagine by December, every person's harvest their yam? The price of food will automatically reduce in the market. Because the demand will reduce. Everybody now gets from their house. So it will come down. So I believe it's a very good mitigation measure. Let's just all do something.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for gracing for answering our call to be our guest today. Thank you so much, Ms. Ogechukwu Akabike. We wish to have you some other time. You tell us more about this farming thing or any other thing of interest that we want to talk about. Hello, viewers. You've heard it from her. Go out there, Make something with your, make out something with your time. Do that farm. Do this, listen to her, do this farm that she's talking about, and you come back and tell us about it. You can be our guest one day. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Click on the subscription button, press the click on the notification button when you do that. Share, like, comment, tell us about, even if you have the experience, tell us your own experience too. Thank you so much, everybody. This is Open Heart with Oluchi. My name is still Oluchi Emeke. We'll see you next time. Bye.